What is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's get right into the weather. Alright, so this is the situation we have right here. This is a view of the satellite imagery in the Atlantic Basin right here. The entire Atlantic Ocean, all the tropical weather is going on right here. We still have 4 areas of interest that we need to talk about right here. Let's go ahead and start with the first one. This is the one we need to pay the most attention to because the Bahamas and Bermuda could see some impacts from this. And I'll explain why in just a second, but let's go ahead and take a look at this. A broad area of low pressure over the central tropical Atlantic is producing a large area of disorganized cloudiness and showers. Although environmental conditions are only marginally favorable, some gradual development of the system is expected over the next several days, and a tropical depression is likely to form later this week. The disturbance is forecast to move slowly to the west and then the west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour, which is actually quite slow for a tropical system, mind you. And it's moving towards the adjacent waters north of the northern Leeward Islands. Additional information can be found on the National Weather Service for high seas. The chance in the next 48 hours is at 50%. It was at 40 yesterday. Now it's at 50. And look at this. We now have an 80% chance of development in the next 5 days. This is an area of interest we're going to have to pay attention to at the very least right here. And I'll explain why in just a second. This one right here, we'll take a look at right here. This is a 30% chance of development in the next 5 days. Eastern tropical Atlantic, if we take a look at our zoom right here through the Atlantic Ocean, this is that tropical wave right here. It's that large, somewhat disorganized mess right there. It might not get so disorganized as time continues to go on, as it's moving through pretty warm waters. So yeah, a tropical wave is forecast to move off the western coast of Africa this evening or early Tuesday. Some gradual development of the system is possible after that time, while it moves westward to west-northwestward across the far eastern tropical Atlantic. 30% chance of development. And that area of interest also encompasses the Cabo Verde Islands right here, which, if you're in the Cabo Verde Islands and you are listening to this, I want everyone there to pay attention for the next few days. I remember when Hurricane Fred hit the Cabo Verde Islands back in 2015, and that was not a fun experience right there. But with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the global sea temperatures and the wind shear. The global sea temperatures right here, 30 degrees Celsius in the boiling pot that is the Gulf of Mexico and the Western Caribbean right here, as well as off the coast of Haiti and off the coast of Florida, including most of the Bahamas right here. If we go to the wind shear right there, once again, it's not pretty, but as time continues to go on, that is going to change right there. So that's basically what we're looking at right here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tracks and the intensities of Invest 91L, as that is the most important thing we're keeping an eye on. The track models right here have this in the next 5 days, moving to the west-northwest, and then turning more towards a northern pattern right there. And later down the road, several models, actually several days out further than this, have it impacting Bermuda. We'll go ahead and take a look at that as time continues to go on. The intensity models, though, this is what we need to pay attention to, because now more than half of the models have this at hurricane strength right here. We only had a few models yesterday. Now over half of them. The rest of them keep it at tropical storm strength right here. But right now, as of right now, the majority of the models keep it at hurricane strength. Excuse me. So even the HWRF, which really has it rapidly intensifying after day 4 right there. So yeah, the HWRF is generally the more aggressive of the models, but the GFS also picks up on this as well, so we're going to have to continue to keep an eye on it. Now, we're going to go ahead and show you some models for 91L, and then we're going to go over kind of like the rest of the tropical Atlantic right there, because if we take a look, there are a couple of areas of interest. This one's not really going to develop that much. It's likely to dissipate. And this one, I've been keeping an eye on, but it's looking like a less and less chance of this thing developing, unless it just really rapidly organizes as time continues to go on, as it moves through the Caribbean Sea. So let's go ahead and pull up the HWRF. We're gonna pull up 3 models: the HWRF, the HMON, and the GFS for you guys. And this is for 91L. If you're in the Bahamas and in Bermuda, you need to pay attention to this, because this is the HWRF right there. It starts developing. It kind of takes a few days for it to happen before things start developing. Where the pressure drops down to 1,000 millibars at this point, and then yeah, those tropical storm force winds start getting better organized, and then things start ramping up, and this eventually becomes a hurricane according to the HWRF model 5 days out. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the HMON model to see what it has to say, and it's showing a little bit of a different story actually. The HMON model is being more modest with this. It's not having it develop right away or anything like that. It's going to take a few days. It does start to develop after 3 days as tropical storm force winds start arriving. And even still, it's starting to develop. We're not quite there. We're at 1,003 millibars as a tropical storm. The GFS is also an interesting run right there. The GFS, in a way, is what we need to pay attention to, at least for the time being. Not because it's really accurate or anything. It does go the furthest range out. But it does really confirm what the HWRF is saying, although both models can be dismissed as aggressive and all that. But considering we have an 80% chance of development going on, and considering that we have plenty of warm water, there's a lot of moist air. After it crosses that wind shear, and there's lower wind shear after it moves through there. That's something we need to pay attention to, although the GFS doesn't have this really developing until like 3.5 days out, so yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on it. It really rapidly intensifies into a hurricane. It kind of moves towards the north and then to the northeast, making a really close pass with Bermuda. It looks like, according to the GFS, Bermuda gets in the eye wall of this system right there, and then it moves like back to the northwest right there, which I will say, hurricane movement like that is quite erratic, and you don't see that all the time. Often you see what the currents are like, the currents that really direct these things. How I need to see some more details on that, but these are some interesting runs I've been paying attention to. And everyone needs to keep a close eye on this, and we will be doing it here on the Pat's Path Predictor channel. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps me out and helps me make more videos like these. The goal of this channel is to get more people engaged with weather. But with that being said, have a wonderful day. Stay safe.